Welcome back to Yesterday Today, the most informative 2.5 minutes in American politics. November 19th of 2025 marked the 127th day since the introduction of the Epstein Files Transparency Act, which was received by the Senate shortly after 10 o'clock and passed by unanimous consent, after which it was forwarded to the Oval Office, where it remained until at 8:20 p.m. that dog that hasn't barked posted a feverish diatribe to the inaccurately named Truth Social, in the midst of which he screeched at the 6.3 million bots and extremists that occupy the platform, "I have just signed the bill to release the Epstein files." 19 minutes later, a notice was posted to the whitehouse.gov website indicating that the president signed into law H.R. 4405, the Epstein Files Transparency Act. No images of the bill being signed have surfaced, though Attorney General Pamela Jo Bondi announced that the Department of Injustice will release files from the investigation within 30 days, as required by Section 2A of the Act. We therefore anticipate a flurry of executive orders from the White House designating various records, documents, communications, and investigative materials as essential to national defense or foreign policy, and classifying innumerable others by claiming that releasing them would jeopardize the active federal investigation that Trump ordered Bondi to launch against his political enemies just 6 days ago. House Resolution 6019, proposed on November 12th by Georgia Representative Austin Scott to repeal Section 213 of the Continuing Appropriations Bill, the so-called Arctic Frost provision that allows senators to sue the government for $500,000 for collecting or searching their data, was also approved by a unanimous House vote. Quote-unquote special attorney Lindsay Halligan admitted in court that the final indictment against former FBI Director James Comey was never seen by the full grand jury, prompting former assistant attorney for the District of Maryland, Ty Cobb, to comment that William Fitzpatrick's dissection of Halligan's, quote, profound investigative missteps, quote, will be taught in law schools for 50 years as the epitome of prosecutorial misconduct. Texas Governor Greg Abbott scheduled the runoff election for the state's 18th district for Saturday, January 31st of 2026, between Harris County Attorney Christian Menefee, who received 28.9% of the vote on November 4th, and Houston City Councilor Amanda Edwards, who received 25.55% of the vote. The runoff will take place the day after federal stopgap funding measures are set to expire under the freshly approved Continuing Appropriations Bill. If Congress fails to pass new legislation by then, the federal government could shut down again, potentially setting the stage for another seating delay of another duly elected Democratic representative. And that was Yesterday Today. Tune into our next installment where we'll summarize the headlines of today tomorrow.